Melania Trump meets Michelle Obama, preparing the next First Lady. Then Mr. Trump taken to the Capitol and is shown where he will be sworn in. And Hillary Clinton, 24 hours after conceding, the mom who was hiking, discovering Clinton walking her dogs. Also tonight, a divided America. The new messages of hate now emerging in schools. The chance of build that wall in a cafeteria. And this message in a high school hallway. White power! And the new protests after the election. Also tonight, the deadly police ambush. One officer killed, another shot. What authorities then discover in the suspect's car. And the major fire still burning tonight. Hundreds evacuated, firefighters racing door to door.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night and another day of firsts. Just 2 days after that historic election, President-elect Donald Trump traveling to Washington to the Oval Office to meet President Obama for the first time. The long tradition of a peaceful transfer of power has begun. President Obama promising to help Mr. Trump succeed. Mr. Trump then asked by our correspondent in the room, will he accept the president's counsel, his advice? You'll hear his answer. And later, the president-elect and his wife Melania, soon to be First Lady, getting a tour of the Capitol. House Speaker Paul Ryan taking Mr. Trump out onto the balcony to show him where he will be sworn in 71 days from now. We begin tonight with ABC's Jonathan Karl.
President-elect Donald Trump left Trump Tower this morning with a quick wave, bound for the airport where his plane was given a so-called water salute before taking off for Washington, D.C. At the White House, an Oval Office meeting between two of America's most bitter rivals.
Ready? Okay. Well, I just had the opportunity to have an excellent conversation with President-elect Trump.
President Obama uttering words few would ever have imagined.
I have been very encouraged by the, I think, interest in President-elect Trump's wanting to work with my team around many of the issues that this great country faces. Most of all, I want to emphasize to you, Mr. President-elect, that we now are going to want to do everything we can to help you succeed, because if you succeed, then the country succeeds. Please. Sorry.
Well, thank you very much, President Obama. This was a meeting that was going to last for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and we were just going to get to know each other. We had never met each other. I have great respect. The meeting lasted for almost an hour and a half, and it could have, as far as I'm concerned, it could have gone on for a lot longer. We really, we discussed a lot of different situations, some wonderful and some difficulties. I very much look forward to dealing with the president in the future, including counsel. He explained some of the difficulties, some of the high-flying assets, and some of the really great things that have been achieved. So, Mr. President, it was a great honor being with you, and I look forward to being with you many, many more times in the future. Thank you, sir.
The current president with some advice for his successor.
Here's a good rule. Don't answer the questions when they just start.
It's always the last one.
But we tried anyway.
So Mr. Trump, you'll seek his counsel?
Come on, guys.
You'll seek his counsel?
Let's go.
Very, very good man.
Thank you,
Very
guys.
good man.
Appreciate it.
Yet for all the words of graciousness, bad blood remains.
He said on Monday, Donald Trump is temperamentally unfit to be commander-in-chief, uniquely unqualified. Does he still believe that?
Look, the president's views haven't changed. He stands by what he said on the campaign trail.
So the White House saying the president stands by some of the words he used to describe Mr. Trump during that campaign. John Karl with us live from the White House tonight. And John, that 90-minute meeting in the Oval Office, just President Obama and President-elect Trump one-on-one, no aides in the room?
David, this meeting was also much longer than expected. The White House said they did not resolve all of their differences, nor did they try to resolve all their differences. But I'll tell you what struck me is that the meeting did not appear all that tense. Considering the bitterness of this rivalry, it was much less awkward than I would have expected.
And John Karl, we've learned that another former president has reached out to President-elect Trump, Bill Clinton calling?
Bill Clinton has called, offered his congratulations. We're told it was a short call and that the former president wished the president-elect good luck.
John Carl leading us off tonight from Washington. John, thank you. And another moment at the White House today, another tradition, the First Ladies meeting. First Lady Michelle Obama hosting Melania Trump for tea and a tour of the private residence. We're told tonight that the two women discussed the challenges of raising children at the White House. We are also learning tonight new details about the Trump administration's first 100 days. Near the top of the list, repealing Obamacare. And on the first day since Trump's election, more than 100,000 people signing up, the biggest single day ever. 20 million people already enrolled, many hoping to sign on before any action is taken. ABC's Mary Bruce with the many faces who could also make up Donald Trump's cabinet.
Donald Trump today took in the view of his new hometown. House Speaker Paul Ryan showing Trump where he'll be sworn in as the 45th president of the United States.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Trump and Ryan never photographed together during the campaign. Today we're eager to present a united front.
We are now talking about how we're going to hit the ground running to make sure that we can get this country turned around and make America great again. Thank you very much. Tight pull. Out this way, guys.
But where to start? On Capitol Hill today, a dizzying series of meetings.
Mr. President-elect, what's the first priority on day one?
A lot of priorities. A lot of really good priorities. People will be very, very happy.
At the top of Trump's to-do list,
We're going to look very strongly at immigration. We're looking at border. We're looking very strongly at health care. And we're looking at jobs. Big league jobs.
the president-elect and Republicans agree the Obama health care law must go. But so far, no agreement on a plan to replace it. And since Election Day, we've seen that rush, 100,000 Americans scrambling to sign up for insurance.
Here it goes.
Before any work can be done, Trump needs a cabinet. His son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is being eyed for chief of staff. Today, he got a tour from the man who currently holds the job. Other cabinet contenders, Sarah Palin, Chris Christie, Newt Gingrich, and Rudy Giuliani, who even now is still taking shots at Hillary Clinton. Trump praised her on election night.
And we owe her a major debt of gratitude for her service to our country.
But today, Giuliani wouldn't rule out needing a special prosecutor to investigate Clinton.
So there are legal questions that are more complicated than just saying, let's forget about it.
Mary Bruce joins us tonight live from Capitol Hill. And Mary, Trump's running mate, Mike Pence, soon to be vice president, by his side for all of these meetings. And he'll play a key role brokering relationships between the White House and Congress.
Yeah, David, the vice president-elect will be a bridge connecting both sides of Pennsylvania Avenue. He knows Capitol Hill in and out, served here for 12 years, and is very close with House Speaker Paul Ryan. Pence also met today with Vice President Joe Biden, who's played a similar role for President Obama. David.
Mary Bruce on Capitol Hill tonight. Mary, thank you. We turn tonight to a troubling development. Messages of hate now emerging in America's schools in Pennsylvania and in Michigan. Those messages come after thousands took to the streets in cities across the country. Here in New York, marchers rallied outside Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. ABC's Wjla Benitez with the new video tonight emerging from some of those schools.
Tonight, videos capturing hate in schools across America. In this York, Pennsylvania high school, students holding Trump signs chanting, "White Power."
White power!
In this Michigan middle school cafeteria, students chant, "Build the wall." While Latino children in the room reportedly cried. All that while in stark contrast, thousands of young people old enough to vote have taken to the streets protesting Trump. From freeway shutdowns and effigy burning in Los Angeles to tear gas in Oakland.
I'm here because today I woke up fearful for my family, my life, my rights as a woman.
We're very scared of what's going to happen to the LGBT community, to women, to people of color. We're terrified.
More than 13 million young people voted this election, and among them, Hillary Clinton overwhelmingly won, 56% to Trump's 35%, 21 points. But Clinton won young women by an even greater number, 35 points.
We reject the president-elect!
But the faces at these protests are more peaceful than violent, and they say they're marching because they feel their vote wasn't represented.
And Wjla Benitez with us live tonight from outside Trump Tower. Gio, what have you seen there right now?
Well, David, it was calm for most of the day, but just take a look behind me. New groups of protesters now forming right here in front of Trump Tower. We will see how big this gets tonight, David.
All right. But so far, it has been calm. Gio Benitez, thank you. And among the changes after this election, this one, the FAA imposing a no-fly zone over Midtown Manhattan. The red circle there around Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. No aircraft can fly within a 2-mile radius of the president-elect's home and office until the family moved to the White House in January. The ruling mostly affecting sightseeing helicopters. Tonight, many of those protesters that you saw overnight pointing to the fact that Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, more votes than Donald Trump. But of course, it is Trump with a decisive win in the electoral map. Clinton supporters point to the FBI bombshell in the final days, the new email investigation that would turn up nothing. But was there something else? Trump's victory with American workers in the Rust Belt, ones who the Clintons connected with so well. ABC's David Wright from Scranton with some of those voters.
They're the voters Bill Clinton turned to all those years ago. White, working-class people. He felt their pain, and they always came through for him. Came through for Hillary Clinton, too, when she was running for Senate in New York, and later for president in 2008. She beat Barack Obama by nearly 10 points in Pennsylvania, with help from those white working-class voters. But this year, it was Donald Trump courting those blue-collar voters down to the wire at a packed rally here in Scranton Monday night. Today, the New York Times reports Bill Clinton sensed trouble, urging his wife's campaign to reach out more to voters in the Rust Belt. But reportedly, he was ignored. Those voters, especially white men, voted overwhelmingly for Trump.
Was this a vote for Trump or against Clinton?
No, this was for him. And I think the office of the presidency should be in the hands of a man.
And Hillary Clinton has a personal connection to Scranton. Her dad was born here. This is the family lake house.
She comes here every 4 years when she's running for something. That's the only time she comes to Scranton. You know, her father is buried over in Washburn Street Cemetery. You can go by there anytime except maybe when she's coming here. There won't be a flower on the grave.
What are you hoping Donald Trump can do?
Change the country around. Give us more jobs.
More than anything, these voters told us they feel like the politicians in Washington haven't been listening to them, and they're hoping a businessman will bring a different perspective. David?
David Wright, thank you. And Wall Street watching Donald Trump in Washington today, the Dow rallying to an all-time high, closing up another 218 points. Investors embracing his promise to boost the economy through infrastructure spending, so far erasing election night jitters that had triggered sell-off fears. A ruling in a class action lawsuit against President-elect Trump, a class action civil suit over the now defunct Trump University. Students claiming Trump didn't give them what he promised, his lawyers asking the judge to ban the use of statements made by and about Trump during the campaign as evidence in the trial. Today, Judge Gonzalo Curiel, who Trump claimed was biased because his parents are Mexican, denied that request. And a new image of Hillary Clinton tonight from a woman who says she went for a hike because she was heartbroken about the election, and then she ran into Clinton herself walking with her husband Bill and their dogs. The two of them posing for this photograph, the woman telling Clinton one of the most proud moments of her life was taking her little daughter with her to vote for Clinton for president. We do turn to other news tonight and to Orlando. New images of the horror unfolding during the Pulse nightclub shooting. 49 people killed in June. Body cams revealing first responders as they arrived on the scene. Video showing us their point of view entering the club. And here tonight, ABC's Steve Osunsami.
The video we've gotten tonight from police body cameras shows the heroic work of first responders who ran to the Pulse nightclub pushing gurneys. We see the aftermath of their gunfight in June with Omar Mateen, who killed 49 and wounded 53. Police snipers are still in their corners.
This guy came prepared.
The images are heavily deleted.
Keep helping.
The most tragic and difficult scenes are left on the edit room floor at the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Watch the blood is flickering.
But for the first time, we see what officers were dealing with as they entered the building once the gunman was dead. Survivors who had barricaded themselves behind doors came pouring out.
Please help my friends. They're up there. They're very injured. They're coming.
The city of Orlando is now set to purchase the Pulse nightclub and turn it into a memorial. David?
Steve Osunsami, thank you. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Thursday. The deadly police ambush. One officer killed, another shot. Police called to the scene of a domestic dispute, the gunfire then erupting, and what authorities then found inside the suspect's car. We have new developments in the search for that missing mother. Police giving her husband a lie detector test. Tonight, the results here. And that major fire still burning, hundreds evacuated, firefighters racing door to door to tell families to get out. We'll be right back.
Ace is a place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I want the best holiday lights, ones that I don't have to replace every year.
I showed Jason our huge selection of holiday lights and recommended our best, Platinum LEDs. We guarantee them for 10 years.
Ace is a place with the lights that last 10 years, but still take them down each year. Don't want to be that neighbor.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Head to your neighborhood Ace. We've got all the lights you need, including our exclusive Platinum LED lights, guaranteed for 10 years.
I asked my dentist if an electric toothbrush was going to clean better than a manual. He said sure, but don't get just any one. Get one inspired by dentists with a round brush head.
Go pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's rounded brush head cups your teeth to break up plaque and rotates to sweep it away. And Oral-B cross-action delivers a clinically proven superior clean versus Sonicare Diamond Clean.
My mouth feels super clean.
Oral-B.